It's Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and I'm just here for the good news, honey. We are back with another episode of Galactic Gossip. Yes, indeed. I had to take a brief hiatus because I had life going on, so it's fine. Anywho, we do have a few energies going on this week, quite a few, so let's just dive right on in. First and foremost, we have Mars that has moved into the sign of Aries. We also have Saturn that is now in retrograde, moving back into the sign of Capricorn. We also have the lunar eclipse in Capricorn that's happening on July 4th. And we also have Jupiter-Pluto conjunction that's happening, as well as Chiron making a square to Mercury retrograde and the Sun in conjunction. So, that's the review. Talk about this full moon because that's the big energy. So with the full moon being in the sign of Capricorn, and it's an eclipse, it's a lunar eclipse. Full moons illuminate and eliminate. That's how I see it. So with the full moon illuminating things that we need to eliminate eventually, what this is going to do is just kind of shine a light on the areas where we have been stagnant, where we have not been accountable for our own things. Also, where we have been slacking because it's in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn is about that action, it's about that work. Get that structure, get that stability, get that order, get those rules and regulations, get it together. That's Capricorn. So, more than likely, this will be in regards to career, our public image, things of that nature. Depending on where this is happening in your chart, it will all be in regards to that kind of foundational energy. So what this is also going to help us release will be the conditioning. It will help us release the old traditions that have not been working for us, these old rules, these regulations, these structures, things that are within the government, because Capricorn rules government entities. It rules all structures of all kinds, including buildings. That's Capricorn. So things that have been built that are no longer working shall crumble. Just saying. So I'm sure you can kind of see some of these things going on collectively in the world, and I'm sure you are feeling them on a personal level as well. So things are crumbling. Let them crumble. Don't go digging in the trash. Let the trash man take it out. So it's time to own your stuff. Be responsible. Be accountable. See where you have been slacking, where you have not been doing your absolute best, giving your all, your 100%. And also where you can stop putting yourself in victimhood. Where have we been showing up victimizing ourselves? This victimization energy is really big right now, especially with all the things that's going on in the world, and want to point fingers. Victimhood. So we're going to be seeing a lot of that and feeling a lot of that, and also it's going to be coming to the light. So this is just wrapping up that Capricorn energy that we have been dealing with all this stellium, which is the cluster of planets that has been in Capricorn for over a year and a half, 2 years or so, and it's just wrapping up that energy. And yeah, it's time to be aware of your surroundings. It's time to be aware of the synchronicities, the things that are happening in your life and in your environment, so that way you can pay attention to what it is that you need to release and what it is that you need to accept. So that's the full moon. I will be putting out a blog on my Instagram as well as my website and my Facebook. Make sure you're following all of those things so you can see how and what needs to be illuminated and released by your sign. Keep a lookout. Either way, moving on. Mars has moved into Aries. So Mars in Aries is in its home sign. It's happy in Aries, but it's also very potent. So let's talk about what Mars is. Mars in Aries is the sign of aggression, sign of action, war, initiatives. It rules the head. And yeah, so it's going to be a lot of things beginning, a lot of things starting up for us during this time. Mars is going to be in the sign of Aries from 6/27 to So yeah, June 27th all the way through January 6th, 2021. So So we have 6 months of this, right? And it's going to go retrograde, and then it's going to go back direct. And so this is why it is a prolonged thing, because normally it lasts in a sign about 2 months. Now we have an additional 4 months of this. So buckle up. That's all I can say. Because Aries, Mars and Aries is going to give us energy. It's going to give us the initiative. It's going to give us the motivation to start something new. But it's going to go retrograde. So then we're going to review what it is that we want to start or have already begun to start. So it's going to be a lot of this back and forth energy, which is going to agitate Mars and Aries, because Mars and Aries just want to go. It's about that action. Want to get it done. Want to go. So with us having to go backwards in that sign, it's going to bring up some energies of aggression, frustration. Our passions are going to be heightened. We're going to really be passionate about something and starting something new, depending on where this happens in your chart. And if you don't know, hit me up. But either way, we're going to start things new, and we're going to be passionate about it. And then when we have to go into this retrograde, we're going to be like, wait, I need to review. I need to see how this is going to work. We're going to be trying to find new ways of doing this and more beneficial ways of doing it, like slowing down, going more internal with it. And then once we review it and refine it and make it all good, we can forge forward. So this retrograde will definitely have us reviewing our new initiatives. But during the retrograde, it's not a time to start something new, especially if you're trying to come on top. It's not the time to start anything new during a Mars retrograde. Also, this with Mars being in Aries, what people rarely discuss is that Mars also carries that energy to remove blockages and cut things out, right? So this is a high potential that things could basically support that energy that we have with Capricorn being in retrograde, and with this full moon. I mean, it's not Capricorn, with Saturn moving back into Capricorn in retrograde, and then the full moon in Capricorn is going to be supporting that energy of things crumbling, just cutting it out if it's weak, letting it go, removing it. Stagnant energy, things that are not moving forward, things that are not supportive of where it is that we're trying to go in life, could definitely be cut out and removed for good. So, also, you might feel like you are super energized, super motivated, and all these things, but at the same time, you could feel limited because we have Saturn in retrograde moving into Capricorn. So let's talk about that. This is wrapping up those limitations that we have been under for this time. The last year and a half or so, Saturn has been in Capricorn and moved into Aquarius. Now it's moving back into Capricorn. So it's like a review of the structures and the things that we were creating and building and finding discipline and order in. And so now it's wrapping up that hard work. It's wrapping up those things, and it is moving forward once it goes back direct in the fall. So this is also removing old structures as well, and the traditional conditioning, beliefs that don't work anymore. And yeah, not to mention we have the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction also in Capricorn that's happening, and that is basically revisiting it's a revisit of the energy that we've had with this whole pandemic thing, as well as a redistribution of wealth. It's very highly possible because it's in the sign of Capricorn. Pluto, karma, transformation, Jupiter, expansion, abundance, all those things coming together in the sign of Capricorn of hard work, structure, order, government, redistribution of wealth. Most definitely is what that screams to me. So this, depending on where this is in your chart, this could be a time to really review if you're in stocks and investments. Also to be removing and figuring out a plan to let go of debt, paying off some credit cards. This is a great time to start kind of getting those types of things in order. And also you can see major changes in the world in regards to the financial system. And so this is going to also bring up those deep passions and those obsessions of things that we are trying to manifest and create. And so this is going to help us have a laser focus on what it is that we want, where it is that we're going, what we're trying to manifest here. So that's Galactic Gossip. Look at that. Short and sweet. So anywho, I do have a few more that will be coming out for the rest of this week. We have the Mars moved into Aries. I go over that by your sign to talk about how that is going to affect you by your rising sign. So look out for that video. I also have a few blogs and a few posts that are coming out. It's going to give you a few more insights to what's going on in the universe at this time. So keep a lookout for all those things. And I do have 20% off on all Cancer solar returns because it's Cancer season. By the way, happy July, happy solar return, Cancers. And if you do need a reading, you know where to find me. Link in the description, wherever it is. Yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Love y'all. Have a good week.